Welcome, everybody, and how are you doing? I hope everybody has had a wonderful week so far, and welcome to Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars. Tonight is episode 14 instead of 13. I've been trying to do episode 13 for the last 6 weeks, and 13 has been my unlucky number as usual. So we just skipped trying to do 13, and we went ahead and bounced it up to 14 this month, or this show. So I'm kind of excited about being back tonight. How you like the new intro? We just got the new intro. We'll be talking about that a little bit, and we've got to stick around for the end of the show tonight to look at the ending. The show ending it's awesome also. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. I want to give everybody, let me look on my notes here real quick. Hold on, got a couple comments I need to look at real quick. Make sure I'm not leaving anybody out. Okay, there we go. Making sure we're live everywhere that I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Lynn's got the link. If any, Art Smith, okay, that's cool. All right, let me settle down a little bit. Awesome cigar. Again, look, I want to thank everybody for all the prayers and contacting me over the events of the last 2 months. There's been a lot of death and sadness to hit our family. And now we're picking up the pieces and moving on. I just can't tell everybody how much me and Lynn and the rest of our family has felt and the prayers that have been said and everything. It's really been a good thing to have through a tough time. So again, I want to thank everybody for that. I think we made it through a week this week so far without anything bad happening in the family. So that's a big plus. Jimmy Turk, hey buddy, I'll get you on in a few minutes. But I'm getting Jim Cummins. I hope you like the opening to the new show. You have to check that out if you missed it. Please catch it again. I want everyone to go back and check out the new show entry, which was created by Sherv Media Production Company, which has become a strategic partner with the Edge Radio US and Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars, and an intricate part of our operation. JD Sowers is a buddy of mine. Hold on, clicked the wrong button there. He's been a friend of mine for several years, and we finally got the opportunity to combine our marketing and promotions along with media development. And so far, I see this as going to be a pretty powerful alliance in what we have shaping up and what we're looking at doing in the future. So I want to give a big shout out. Hold on. No, I don't want to cancel that. I want to give a big shout out to Jerry Robert Forrester, John U. Basic, Art Smith, Brian and Christy Britt, the Assassin, Ronnie Sandifer, Alan Faulkner, Jimmy Turk. Gotta love that, all those cool people. Don't have any birthdays today that I have on my list. If I've missed yours, I apologize. If you got somebody that you'd like me to wish happy birthday on the show one week, just send it to me the week before, and we'll get it in there and do that. Let me jump back up here to the screen again real quick. I got JD sitting in the green room. So I'm going to add him to the stream here just a minute. JD is the owner. Hold on, let me close this damn thing. Lynn keeps popping messages up here. My email program is open. Let me pause that for just a minute. Do not disturb. 30 an hour. Yeah, that's what I want. There we go. All right. So you like the cars on the video? You notice there's a lot of purple cars on that video too, Jim. That was something I was thinking about when I was looking at. There's like a lot of purple cars on there. But hey, let me bring JD in real quick. Add him to the stream. Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing? I'm glad to be on the show, and thanks for having me.
Man, I tell you what, this is JD Sowers, otherwise known as Billy Gibbons. He also plays in ZZ Top, but he's trying to get away from the music side. He's starting to work on media a little bit. So what's going on in your world, JD?
Up in this neck of the woods, I'm up in the Mid-Atlantic area. Car show season and racing season has just been able to get started up here. So everything is getting hot and heavy into that. Actually, a lot of the car shows started a couple weeks ago, but all the rain that you had down there and the people in Florida had, well, we finally got our fair share of it.
That's it. That's how it does. It all moves east.
That's right.
It all goes east. So, hey, Robert Forrester, how you doing, buddy? So, look, let's talk a little bit about what we've got going on and what we're doing together, JD. We've got Sherv Media Production does a little bit of everything.
Yes, sir. Anything from if people look at the intro and the outro that you got on there, the logo has been revamped.
Which I like, by the way.
Thank you. And if you go through on the intro, back where it says cigars, and if you freeze it right there, on the keg that's right there, the whiskey barrel, the new logo is on there as well.
Oh, cool! That's awesome. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah,
I
like to hide things
1,000 times. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, I like to hide things in to where people will call them Easter eggs in movies and stuff like that. You just hide a couple little Easter eggs in there for people to find.
That's good. That's good. I like that. That's good. Keep the viewers hunting. That's what I believe in.
Exactly. Go ahead.
What all is Shreve Media Production working on, and the direction that it's going as far as advertising promotions?
Well, advertising and promotions, as the people have heard on the Edge Radio, we do voiceover work, commercial work. I can do podcast editing. So if anybody has a podcast or a live show that they have and they need the audio cleaned up just for a podcast purposes, we can do that. Print work. Any kind of print work that somebody needs, we can do that, anywhere from a business card all the way up to posters, photo and imaging retouching, do that also. Video editing, can do all that right here in house. So we offer a wide swath of products to the people, just so that the people that own a business, they can run their business, and we can do our job and promote it.
And that's great. One of the things I was thinking of when I was talking about the time that we've been off since the last episode, I was kind of making a joke to myself saying, yeah, I've been on a vacation for the last 6-8 weeks, 90 hours a week, very minimal sleep. So it's one of those things. It just because I'm not on here doesn't mean that things aren't happening. Exactly. And one of the last week, when I had planned on doing a show last week, I was coming off. I was trying to find my. I thought I had my Crescent can of CBD oil bottle up here. I must have dropped it or put it. It's usually always right here. Oh, there it is. Last week on the show, before I did the show last week, I had gotten off my Crescent can of CBD. I wanted to, I like to come off of it every now and then, just, for the people who say, oh, that's just a snake oil or something like that. I like to come off this product from time to time just to check it, to see if all my aches and pains and all the bad things in my life come back to me. And so I was going to say it last week on the show. Well, I did it, but I didn't do it on the show. But Monday and Tuesday were two really, really big booming days. Lots of work, late hours. Tuesday especially was a late night. I think I was out here in the shop till 10 or 10:30. Lynn came out and actually was helping me with some of the powder coat that we were working on. And she was helping run a chassis, checking it for thin spots, light spots, and the coating, everything. And I had a week off of my CBD oil. And it was really funny. Once I was crawling under chassis and things like that are hanging 3 feet off the ground, I was crawling under those. I was looking for a chair, a wall, anything I could pull myself back up on. and could hardly move. And yesterday was pretty much the same. I started taking my CBD, Crescent Canna CBD oil again Tuesday night before I went to bed. And then I took a little bit. I got up and took my regular amount Wednesday morning. And today I have been Iron Man again. I have been able to do everything I could do that I couldn't do at the beginning of the week, being off of Crescent Canna for a week. So I will tell everybody who wants to try this product, you can go to crescentcanna.com, check it out. They've got a ton of products on there. You can use the discount code EDGE2023 for 30% off your order. And Lynn will have that up on the page here in a few minutes. She usually is real good about that. We're looking at having the CEO or the CFO for Crescent Canna here on the show pretty soon. And we'll talk to him more about their products and everything that they're good for and what they help. And it's something awesome that I think everybody needs to, if you've got aches and pains in your life, I can tell you because I am a walking pain store. If you want pain, I got it. So this stuff has been a lifesaver for me. But like I said, I do like to come off of it every now and then just to make sure. I got to remember how bad it feels to hurt sometimes. And Crescent Canna is the thing that always takes the pain away. So check it out. I know we've got some listeners that have already ordered from Crescent Canna. Let me know what you think about the product so we can pass that on and talk about it on the show and maybe get you on the show. Had to throw in a little plug there, JD, to pay some bills. But, hey, let's go back to talking about Sherv Media.
Okay. We always got to make sure that the bills are paid.
That's it.
Yeah. Give you a little bit of background about Sherv Media Production. The name actually came around back in the days when I went to school at the University of Florida. There was a little multimedia room back there. And back in the day, the big live streaming was Macromedia Shockwave. So I took that and I broke that up because I was working on that for some in college. Their websites and some other things that they had me doing. So I come up with the acronym Shock Your Viewers, and that's how Sherv for Sherv Media Productions came about. Then predominantly a lot of the work that I've done has been in the automotive and motorsports. I used to live in Florida. My home track down there was Palm Beach International Raceway, which is no longer around anymore. And I hit a lot of the drag strips, road courses, all that stuff down there. I even got into motocross photography and videography while I was down there. And then I moved up to the Mid-Atlantic area, and now I'm taking everything and I'm restarting everything all over again.
But I mean, you've got one of the things that I know about you that people don't know is you've got an extensive background in doing this for a lot of bigger operations and large companies.
Correct.
Big companies.
Big company.
And some of them
correct
are companies that are favorites of the show and things like that. But I don't want to pick out
show any partiality
one particular customer or anything client. But
yeah,
you've done a lot of really, really good stuff. And that's how we met.
Correct.
In fact, the way we met is when I was doing something with your former boss. He sicked me on you, so I didn't have to take up all his time.
Correct.
And it's
well, that just cut out the middleman. Then there was nothing lost in the translation. I got it firsthand what was needed, and that was that.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And I will say it hasn't been the same since you left. So.
Why? Thank you.
Yeah. But let's see. Let me check on. Got a few. Jim Cummins, a lot of hidden items and blazing saddles. Oh yeah, Lynn's got the link up for Crescent Canna. Robert Forrester, hey buddy, how you doing tonight? But yeah, I think with some of the radio station ads and stuff that we have for customers that are already advertising on the Edge Radio, we're going to have, instead of everybody hearing me and Lynn doing all the commercials, we want to start opening that up to other voices and other things to help that. It's been my dream and my goal to slow down out here.
Yes.
And which is hard work. And get into the radio station more, the show more, promoting events more, and things like that, which is something I've got a passion for. I really like doing it. But I walked out here tonight to get ready to do the show, and when I turned the computer on, I had a receipt where somebody had paid for ordered a chassis. Don't know who it is. I've got to go back and find out who it was, but I came in and boom, a rat rod chassis has been ordered. So now I got to get started on that. So It just never, the more I try to slow it down out here and focus more on the show, the radio station, and also promoting events and going to events, the more works. And I'm a slave to the job. I'm a slave to the business here. So it's what takes care of us. It's one of the things that takes care of us as well. But the business is one of the things that takes care of us. And you can't put that and the great customers that Performance Metal and Vampire Chassis has. You can't, it's hard to compartmentalize and separate different operations and people and businesses. And so I haven't figured out how to do it yet. And luckily for me, that's one of the reasons that Sherv Media Production has come into
that's right.
Our midst.
See, that's a niche. You have a need, and that's what we're good at, is fulfilling that need. So you can take care of other things, and we can help tidy up and take care of the things that you don't have time for.
And by the way, I wanted to show you something. I'm going to show you a front and back. I want you to write this down or look at it. I'll put it up. This is a company. I have never gotten a flyer in the mail for flapper wheels, grinding wheels, and cutoff disc before. And this is the company that sent this to me. So I pulled up their website not long before the show went on. And I think this would be a good company for us to reach out to, because if they're spending that kind of money in flyers to send these out, I don't know what I was looking to see if it had the pre-sorted amount on it. They just didn't send out one. So this is something that would be really, really good. And I want to reach out to this company, Helita.com. I want to reach out to this company, get some of their different discs sent to me so I can use them here at the shop to find out if they're good, to promote them if I can. If they're a good product and it's a product that's kind of meets what our standards are and what we like, I definitely want to be able to help that company. So it's one of the great things about this business. The more I do this show, the more cool things like this come around.
No, exactly. And it's a lot of those business right there that are startups and stuff like that. They take advantage of somebody like yourself that has got a niche group of people that religiously, they call them a raving audience. Somebody that constantly, no matter what, shows up to their shows, follows all of their posts. Yeah, exactly. And small companies like that, they use companies like yourself in order to get the word out, instead of paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for other forms of advertising in large scale magazines or whatever, to where they might not get an ROI on it. They can take and work with somebody like yourself and get a much better ROI than they can spending $10,000-$50,000 on a magazine spread.
That's right. And that was like the company that we had. Hitbox was one of the companies that we did information on their plasma cutter. They had an inexpensive plasma cutter, but the machine is awesome. And I compared it to I've got a Miller plasma cutter, and I've got this Hitbox plasma cutter. They're both the same amperage. One's $2,000, one was several hundred, but the Hitbox has been. I actually sold one of my Miller machines because I didn't need three. And Lynn's probably hearing that going, 3? I thought you just had 2 of them. Well, I do now. So it's one of the things that the Hitbox gave us a discount code we put out there. The guy from Hitbox called me and said, "Man, we sold 150 machines off your show." So, it was one of those things that now when they've got some new products coming out, they call me and they talk to me about it and they want to know something. And the thing is, between all the work in the shop and everything that's going on in the radio show and the radio station, I just don't have time to do it all. And the sad thing is, all the businesses are good, but I can't hire people to work in all of them.
No, exactly.
So, and that's what I was saying. There's a strategic partnership between us on what we're going to do and how we're going to do things. And a lot of this falls more into your experience than mine. I mean, I'm just a pretty face who talks well.
Well, not only that, I mean, you've got the ideas of what you want to do. Then it's up to me to come up with a plan on how to strategically implement it in order to get the results that everybody's looking for.
Exactly. So, it's like I said, when we first started talking, a couple of months ago, after a long hiatus, it's been good to have you back in the fold, so to speak, because me and you actually for the other company you work for, we did some pretty positive things for them.
Sure did.
And I kind of missed that when you were not there anymore, and I was fumbling through, and they were trying to find a replacement for you who didn't know what was going on and didn't have the same mindset that we have. So it was really a loss for them. But we both know the boss.
Yep.
But all right, JD, do you want to? This is what I would like to do, and I'll say it here on the show while everybody can see it and hear it. For all the advertising, promotions, video stuff, I want you make a little list of this. I want you to start letting me know at the events that you're going to be at, so we can promote those on the show, and we can also go talk to viewers and people in those areas. Now, Jim Cummins right there that's on the page is the East Coast Fuelers. He's the operator of the East Coast Fuelers. They'll be down in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They've got a couple of events, I think, coming down, 1 or 2 events coming down there. Then they've got some more. He just said something. They've got something at AFCO. So they've got a lot, maybe also Rockingham. I think he said something. They may have an event at Rockingham, which you've Rockingham.
Yes, I do.
So that would be something that I want you, Jim Cummins, John D. Sowers, JD. And kind of looking with the big. I was shocked today when I saw the big beard. I mean, you didn't have any of that last time I saw you.
No, you. No, I didn't.
So Lynn's got an uncle that almost looks just like you.
Really?
So he was here last weekend. But yeah, so this will be something that we can look at working forward to and being very, very productive. And as good as I am is getting out the word on things, both of us will even be better.
Sure enough. Yeah, actually what I can do not only send you a list, but on stuff that I know of for sure that's far enough out, I can even put together a little with a lot of the B-roll stuff and stuff like that I've got. I can even put together a small video snippet that can be played as well. Right.
And that's one of the great things about the East Coast Fuelers, the Southern Shakedown event. Let's see, the Southern Outlaw Gassers. We've got the Dirty South Gassers, Funny Car Chaos, with all the different organizations and operations that we're working with. The Southeastern Gassers Association, the Southeastern Drag Racers Association. The list goes on, and I'm trying to sit here and remember them all because I don't want anybody to feel left out, but my mind is not that good anymore. And if I don't have it on my notes in front of me, it's hard for me to remember. SAGA, Southeastern Gassers Associations. So there's just a whole bunch of them out. They've got some races at Baileytown, Alabama this weekend that hopefully Allie Livingston will be on the show a little while. We'll talk about that. If not, we won't. But I'll still promote it because it's in my show script. So I definitely want to talk about that. Another got to pay another bill real quick, JD.
Go ahead.
I want to see something while we're both on here. That's not it. There we go. Another one of the show sponsors, U-Basic Motorsports Performance Parts. John U-Basic is a great guy. I say that every week. His number is 1-253-212-8020. U-Basic Motorsports Performance Parts carries the best of all products. Any product that you want, they've got it. They're not like they're not like I gotta say, they're not like Jegs and Summit. They're not as big of an operation. So when you call that number right there, you get John or one of his guys. Usually it's John, though. I don't think I've ever got anybody other than John. But John U-Basic is very helpful, very knowledgeable. He's got an incredible 37 Chevy Coupe Pro Mod that he races. So, it's one of those great things that when you've got racers that are helping racers, again, you can use the discount code EDGE 2023 for, I can't remember what the discount is, but you can use the discount code and it'll be a surprise. How about that? I'm sure Len will put it up in just a minute, so you'll be able to see that. But, it's another one of the companies that have been with us through COVID, thick and thin. Life and death, U-Basic Motorsports Performance Parts has been there, and we have done a lot for them and really appreciate everything they've done to help us. So, it's one of those things that it's all us little guys. You got all the big corporate guys that want to do what they want to do, and then you got the little guys like me that like helping the small events, making the small events bigger. And so that's Jim Cummins is saying they got one at 710 Dragway also. Harley World, all Harley World shootout. Jim Cummins has got a list of events that the East Coast Fueler do. So friend him on Facebook and shoot him a message. Jim, do the same thing with JD.
Yes.
So maybe the two of y'all can get something together. Hey, Glenn Culbertson. How are you doing this evening, my friend? Thank you for being here tonight. All right, let me jump over here real quick. What else you got, JD?
I just wanted to thank you and for giving me the opportunity to come on to showcase what we have put together and let everybody else know that I'm available in order to help out their companies as well. Anything from small print stuff to even if they just need help with some of their social media stuff.
Right.
More than willing to if it's not something that they want me to do hands-on, I'll be more than willing to help them out with a strategy in order to optimize what they already have.
And that's, again, it's just two good old boys out helping out other people. And that's what we like to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not drinking tonight. I didn't want to. I didn't want to drink on the show tonight after I saw your beard today. All right, JD. I think I'm fixing to jump on. It looks like Jimmy Turk is beating the bush to get in here.
All right.
We'll talk about his little four. He's broke into the fours last night and his primal scream. So hopefully we'll hear a little bit more about that. Maybe Jim Cummins will come in as well.
All right, that sounds great. Thanks again for having me on the show.
All right, buddy. Thank you, JD. Talk to you.
You're very welcome. You
Be
bet,
good, buddy. Hey, and stick around and watch the outro. Oh, that's all right. You made it. You've already seen it. Never mind.
But I'll watch it anyway.
There you go. You find the Easter egg in it. Hey, see if you can find that Easter egg I put in it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you, JD.
Thank you.
All right, let me figure out how to do this again. Oh, there I am. Hey, how you doing? JD still sitting in there. Let me check these messages over here, see who all's talking. All right, so I want to talk about also the Southern Shakedown this weekend, May 5th and 6th at Baileytown Good Time Dragway, 1852 Summit Road, Baileytown, Alabama, 35019 is the zip code. Their phone number is 256-338-2914. I'm looking at this flyer and I'm seeing the Big Iron on it. I'm seeing Raunchy. I'm seeing Black Magic. I'm seeing Little Beeve, Rolling Thunder, Doug Manchester. We're looking at some really good gassers that are going to be Johnny Reb. Oh, there's Mighty Mouse. That's Glenn Culbertson's car. That's going to be a good event. This is going to be Friday, May 5th. Test and tune. Gates open at 5. Track will be hot at 7. Saturday's the big day, the big race day. Gates open at 12. Track will be hot at 4. Saturday admission is $20. Kids 12 and under get in free. You can contact Alan Livingston for any questions. His number is 256-565-4236. That's 256-565-4236. That ADD of mine is kicking in a little bit, switching those numbers around. Dyslexia or whatever the hell it is. It's one of them. I don't know. It's something. Then tells me I got all kind of problems. Now, next week, another thing I want to look at is we're going to be talking a little bit about the return of the American Drag Racing League. Kenny Nolings is taking the reins again on the American Drag Racing League. I gave him a call last week to talk to him about his plans, and I asked him what his plans for the ADRL was. He said, we are going to kick it in high gear and the sky's the limit. So I'm looking really forward to getting Kenny on here and talking to him and finding out what's going on with the ADRL. They've got a big race coming up in June in Ferris, Texas. We'll have more on that event as it gets closer to probably the middle of this month. We'll start promoing that. We'll have him on the show because I want to get the dirt down and dirty on the ADRL and find everything that's going to be going on. I look forward to seeing the direction he wants to take it. I got a couple of messages here. Hold on. Hey, Jimmy, did you get the link? Hey, Jimmy, did you get the link? Okay, I guess Turk didn't get the link. Oh, there he goes. Hey, Lynn, send that to Jimmy. Oh, give me just a second. She'll get it to you. I thought I sent it to you, dude. I thought I sent it to you before the show started. Let me see right here. There it goes, Jimmy. I just sent that to you again. I'm sorry about that. I thought I had sent it to you before. I had typed it in. I just didn't hit send, I guess. But yeah, so we're looking at seeing, and JD, you knew some of the people with or you knew Kenny or the story behind the ADRL, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Kenny was he the person that started that, or did he just take it over?
No, he was the one who originally started it.
Okay. And then it'll be kind of interesting to see what direction he's looking at going with it. Now I know they're going to be doing a lot of pro mod stuff with it, and then I think he's got some of the. I think he said Angel Champagne is going to be working with him on it. He mentioned a few other names. I just can't remember who they are.
Wow. So he's bringing in some heavy hitters.
Yeah, he's bringing in some heavy hitters. Hey, there's Jimmy Turk right there. What you doing, buddy?
Hey, man, sitting around watching you.
How's everything?
Or listening to you because you just keep rambling, but that's okay.
That's what you do. Though. But that's what I do.
That's what you do. Yeah, you're pretty good at it.
So tell me about this 4-second run you got into.
Man, look, never thought I would say it, but went in the computer and changed the tune up a little bit and hoped for $4.99 before the night was over.
Right.
Wound up running into a mutual friend that's got a really quick little Mustang 2, calls it Kryptonite. Yeah, not so much. Drug him off the trailer. I red lit, but I was still way out in front of him. So run a $4.99 off the trailer. Turned around, backed it up with a 498 at 137 miles an hour. Went in first round. I figured, let's see what it'd do. I dialed 497 and really broke out with a 4.9003. So hey, I'll break out every round if I can keep improving my own best.
Yeah, if you keep going faster, I mean that's awesome, man. I've watched that car. I've seen it come through all the hell and high water that you've had with it, and I'm glad to see that it's doing as good as it's doing.
It wasn't very long ago I was ready to take a sledgehammer to it.
I remember. I think we had discussed that over a little bit of moonshine, and you was just ready to drag it behind the motorhome.
Look, I was over it, you know,
not in the trailer, and dragging it behind the motorhome, not in the trailer.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And that's the trials and tribulations we go through. You know, I mean, it's a sick hobby that we have. You know,
right? It's a sickness. It's not a sick hobby. It's a sickness that we have.
It is. I mean, once it gets in your blood, what are you going to do? You know, I watched my brothers have fast cars growing up. That's where my passion come from. And
right.
They kind of quit. I didn't. I haven't grown up yet. So I figure if you grow up, you grow old. So let's keep pushing the limit.
Well, see, that hadn't happened to me either. I hadn't grown up yet either.
You know, they say everything will kill you. Might as well pick something fun. So I picked drag racing.
You know, it's funny. You talking about that. My mother, when we were at my mother's funeral, the pastor who was speaking, he had his little cards that he was looking at about my mother and everything. He said, you know, he said, I didn't know her real well. He said, but there's a few things on here that it caught my eye. He said she retired when she was 86 years old. And after the service, I told him, I said, well, let me tell you that whole 86-year-old retirement thing. I said, Mama retired 2 other times from the same job she had at the hospital. And after being at home about a month and a half with my dad and my uncle, she went back to work.
Right.
Then she was there for another 4 or 5 years and retired again. And then stayed at home about 4 or 5 months with my dad and went back to work again. So it wasn't that she was just superwoman to work to 86 years old. It was better than being at home.
Right. she didn't want to be at the house.
Yeah, she just didn't want to be at the house. You know,
right.
She had to do something, and she figured at least that job, she knew it. She created the position. She knew what it was at the hospital. And the last time she went back to work, she was sitting in the class where she had to go through an orientation for this job. And the guy was going through the class, and Mama kept correcting him. and he asked her something about it. And she goes, well, I'm the one that put this together.
Right. I created
so,
it.
You know, it was one of those things. So she was a very strong woman. She was 5 months short from being 94, I think. 93, 94. But I miss her, but she's in a better place. I'm real cool with that. And that's what everybody's having a hard time believing of how cool I am with it. But she's back with my dad and my uncle, and there's nowhere she can go now.
Right. She can't go to work no more.
She can't go to work anymore.
She's literally finally retired.
But, yeah, so, you know, it's all good. I'm glad to see. And did I see something on here? I think I saw a derogatory comment that the only thing I am beat on is that car of yours.
Yeah.
Was that directed at me?
Yes, you said I was beating to try to get in the room, and I'm like, no, the only thing I'm going to beat on is that dragster.
Oh, okay. All right. Me and Turk are good friends, JD. But hey, Turk, can you see JD?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is the first time I've done a threesome.
Ooh,
so
3-way, huh? Hey, I had a trifecta last night. I red lit, broke out, and set my personal best all in one pass.
It doesn't get any better than that.
A hat trick.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. You know, so let's go for it.
That's it. All right. Well, Turk, are you racing this weekend? You going anywhere?
No, it looks like rain's coming. I want to check a few things out, just maintenance wise. I've had a bunch of good passes on the car. I want to look at everything, just look at it. Just make sure everything's good. I can't make it to Baileytown this weekend. So really nothing local going on.
Right.
You know, there's a car show.
How are you on methanol?
I'm about to open my last drum.
Okay, I ordered 4 more drums today.
Right, good deal.
4 or 5. I ordered 4 or 5 drums today, so that'll be here Tuesday. So just I've got it if you need it.
Okay.
The 4-wheeler guys are killing me. I didn't know they ran methanol in 4-wheelers.
It's a good thing. There's some hobbies I never got into for a reason.
Yeah, I think that may be more expensive.
I'm not that cool at getting that dirty. I'm a mechanic for a living. I get dirty enough.
One of the guys had a 10 mil motor built for his Banshee or Raptor, and I want to say he paid 15 grand for it. And that's what, 1 cylinder?
Right. Yeah, I don't even get it.
That's a lot of money, man. But hey, everybody's got to have their own thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, I thought we were going to have a few more people. I thought Cummins was going to come into the show, but he didn't come in. So that way we could have had a 4-way. I'm getting into all this. I like what's going on. I'm glad that JD, me and him have hooked back up, and we're going to be working on some really cool stuff with the station. I'm glad that your car, Chester Taylor, hey, buddy, I'm glad that your car is doing better.
It's still got a little room in it. I've still got looked at the plugs tonight. I've still got a little bit of room in timing yet. And then we can start speeding up the supercharger once I decide I want to try to go for ET. Right now, I want to get it to where it's consistent. If I can get it consistent in the 480s, I'll be happy with it. That was my goal when I started on the motor was 480s. I was thinking more perfect conditions than what I'm in right now. So I'm very happy with it.
That's good, man. I'm
to think I'd done it all myself. That makes me proud. Yeah,
and it, like I said, it's a pretty car. I like everything about it. I like you most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time.
I was married to people that like me some of the time.
I think I still am.
Right. I kind of might be too. So I don't know.
I do want to ask you one thing. I see Jim Cummins just posted a message said tune for the blower. How do you have that tuned on your grid for your blowers? Anything that you found that worked better that I need to set up in my grid?
So right now I am still learning. Matter of fact, I've got a guy that one of my local friends that's been running the power grid for a while is going to come in and help me understand what I'm looking at. I've always been a carbureted guy. I would show up with timing light and feeler gauges.
Right.
And the alcohol blower setup is all new to me. I've never worked on one of them. I've never known anybody personally that ran one like this. So it's a big learning curve for me. Spud Miller at Fuel Injection Enterprises gave me my base. Well, he worked it all up and gave me a starting point. From there, I've actually only made one jet adjustment, and it seems to like it. Made a little bit of timing adjustment this week, changed my shift point, and a car really responded to it. So,
did you launch a little harder?
I'm still launching at 4,500. I had my shift point set up for a RPM activated switch, and it was shifting too quick. So I went to a timed switch.
Yeah, it was shifting like a half a second in, wasn't it?
It was 0.15. Yeah, nothing. So there again, I'm a carbureted guy. I'm used to letting off the trans brake and losing RPM, then it gains back. This motor's got so much torque, it don't drop.
Right.
It once you're let off the button, it's where it's starting to make power, and it don't fall.
Since you started lifting a little, leaving a little harder, and put some timing back into it, did that stop the bounce?
Yes, I think one of the bounces was the shift. I think the first bounce was the 1-2 shift at 0.15 seconds.
Right.
About the time the tire rolled, the damn thing shifted.
And you were in high gear.
Boom, there you go. So, and then from there it lugged, so once I decided I got to quit worrying about it and trust what I did.
Right.
And send it, had a lot of guys that been had some hardtail cars in their families for decades, give me a lot of advice. And they basically told me, get off my pants and put it on a chip and let off the brake. So that's what I tried to do. And there's still room for improvement.
Yeah, and that's that's one of the things when I think the 30 minutes I got in the car last weekend and plugged the computer in to start working on setting up the grid just to get the car cranked up, because I spun it over a couple of times. It was firing, but it wasn't cranking.
Yeah. It's been sitting too long.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. So I've got to work through that and get it taken care of. So there's just a lot of little things I've got to do, but for me the big thing is time.
Right.
And evidently nobody wants me to have any.
Hey, I want you to have some time.
Yeah, I want to have some
time. Back of my car.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, I may have to put a bye-bye Turk on where I got that scary skull on the back of my helmet for Ronnie Sandifer lookout. I may have to put bye-bye Turk or something on top of that.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, guys. Hey, I want you to stick around, Turk. I want you to see the outgoing, the outtake of what's it called, JD? The outro.
The outro.
The outro.
You have an intro and an outro.
Yeah, I got the intro. That's easy. I can remember that part. Outro is a new word for me. I don't think I've had that till today. So we're going to get out of here. I want to get the outro started. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. If you're out racing this weekend, I hope you're safe and I hope everything's good. Lynn Gibson's laughing about the threesome. The
good, the bad, and the ugly, right?
The good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm the good, right?
Hey, that's up for interpretation.
All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Catch us next week. I will be back. I want to start this new outro and see how this thing looks going out. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to share, like, and JD, I got to work out that Willow thing with you. Share us. We'll be on iHeart in about an hour. So if you're driving to work in the morning, you want to listen to the show, you can jump over on iHeart, listen to us on Whiskey, Cars, and Cigars, and check it out. Where is it? Right there. Out. All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a great evening. Thank both of you for tuning in tonight and coming on the show.
Thank you.
Next week, it'll be even better because I will understand more. Plus, I'll have another monitor next week. So I need another monitor. All right. I'm out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good
Thanks
night.
for having me.